Shalom, everybody. Alright, first, all glory to Yah. Pray the lesson go out. That's right.
Hallelujah.
Pray the lesson go out.
Hallelujah.
In sincerity and spirit of being a lesson. So, I'm probably start code some laws first and then I'll get to the lesson. Just to keep it on keep the law in everybody's mind continuously until they get through it. So I'm gonna go probably a few chapters and get to the lesson. Alright, first we're gonna start in Numbers. We're gonna go Numbers 27, Numbers 30, and Numbers 36. Alright. This is the laws of inheritance. Then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the son, and these are the names of his daughters: Mela, Noah, and Hogla, and Melchah, and Tirzah. And they stood before Moses, and before Eleazar the priest, and before the princes, and all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Our fathers died in the wilderness, and he was not in company of them that gathered themselves together against Elohim in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin, and had no sons. Why should the name of our father be done away from among his family, because he had no son? Give unto us therefore a possession among the brethren of our father. And Moses brought their cause before Elohim. And Elohim spake unto Moses, saying, The daughters of the Zelophehad speak right. Thou shalt surely give them a possession of an inheritance among their father's brethren, and thou shalt cause the inheritance of their father to possess unto them. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a man die and have no son, and this is another thing, your inheritance, obviously your sons or your heirs, if you have sons. So even to this day, if whoever gets it, it's one of the boys. Even to this day.
Natural and spiritual.
Mm-hmm. The daughter, 8. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, if a man die and have no sons, then ye shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughters. So this is the first women's rights movement. Victory! Victory, you know what I'm saying? In righteousness, though.
I understand it right.
Nothing like this.
I like what you said that. I like that. That's all right. That's cool, man. I never thought of it like that. The first woman right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure all the women was joyous. You know what I'm saying?
Man, because she went stood up to Musa saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. She talked to Musa, man.
Mm-hmm. And if he have no daughter, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his brethren. And if he have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his father, brethren. And if his father have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his kinsmen that is next to him of his family, and he shall possess it, and it shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment, as Elohim commanded Moses. And Elohim said unto Moses, Get thee up into this mountain, Abram, and see the land which I have given unto the children of Israel. And when thou hast seen it, thou also shalt be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother was gathered. For ye rebelled against me, my commandment, in the desert of Zin, in the strife of the congregation, to sanctify me at the watcher before their eyes. that is the water of Meribah in Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin. And Moses spake unto Elohim, saying, Let Elohim Yah of the spirits of flesh set a man over the congregation, which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of Elohim be not as sheep which have no shepherd. So that's another thing, shepherds are needed, even still to this day, to guide because everybody's not a shepherd, so you know what I'm saying, somebody gotta guide the masses of the sheep, or they're gonna be cooked. And I'm not joking. Now we're gonna go to 30. There was a law on inheritance, more so concerning women. 30. Laws concerning vows. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which Elohim hath commanded. If a man vow a vow unto Elohim, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth. So this, going to, be careful what you speak and agree to, because, Most High going to require that, people make bonds all the time. And I was just joking.
That's when people say that salvation, that's a bond.
You made a vow to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That ain't no.
Y'all. We do this, I serve
That's
you,
right,
Y'all forgive me my sins, I'll wash my sins, get washed by the blood of Yeshua. And yeah, that's a vow.
And you got to be sure to pay it as we read on. He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth. That's why when King David put that guy to death, he said, your own mouth condemn you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Your own words, so, it's very important. And it's like in court, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know what to say in court, your own words, got the judgment against you, for you or against you. If a woman also vow a vow unto Elohim, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. So, and this is the important, this is why women need a husband, need priests, you know what I'm saying, in their house, because to keep you from doing not smart things, you know what I'm saying, not smart things. And after her in verse 5, but if her father disallow her in the day that he heard it, not any of her vows or of her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. And Elohim forgave her because her father disallowed it. So, that's the power, a woman, something is over a woman. And if nothing's over a woman, Satan's over a woman. So, this is the power, you know what I'm saying, so this is the power that, and the importance that fathers and husbands have over, their daughters, their wives, you know what I'm saying, is very important. And this is still to this day, this ain't going nowhere, you know what I'm saying, it's still to this very moment.
Not changed, huh?
Not the only laws that changed was the laws of sacrifice, and that just went to Yahushua, he's your sacrifice. And if she had at all a husband, when she vowed or uttered aught of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vows shall stand, and her bond wherewith she bound herself shall stand. But if her husband disallow her on the day that he heareth, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips wherewith she bound her soul of non-effect, and Elohim shall forgive her. So it's transfer of power with a woman. She's in her father's house. He's her head. Goes to her husband. He's her head. Transfer of power. And you have authority, but the scripture also say, husbands, love your wives, be not bitter against. So it's ordinance and subsections to deal with that as well. But the last word in the house is the man. Thus saith Yah. But every vow of a widow and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their souls, shall stand against her. So her husband has passed away. She's by herself, and she just like the one woman in the Testament, in the New Testament, she didn't want to get married again. She stayed to herself. She accountable for her own words. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul by a vow with an oath, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bond her soul shall stand. But if her husband hath utterly made them void on the day he heard them, then whatsoever proceeded out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand. Her husband hath made them void, and Elohim shall forgive her every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul. Her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But if her husband altogether hold his peace at her vow today, then he established all her vow. It's like your wife be like, well, I'm going to go on a 40-day fast. You don't say nothing. Well, don't be trying to get intimate. You held your peace, brother. On the
40
day.
days was not none, yo.
You could have just said, well, now we just do 10. Do 10, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You do 2. You know what I'm saying? You vowed, you allowed it to go forth without sin.
Yeah. My
3 days, hey.
It's there. Come up here,
No.
boy. Boy, heard that prayer, boy. I prayed about you, boy. Yeah. That's that prayer. Look at him coming up in the doors right there. Come on, sir.
It look like you got off of 3 buses.
Yeah.
I feel like 3 buses ran over me.
All right.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
We're in Numbers chapter 30. We're reading over some laws before we go to the lesson. We're talking about the law of vows.
What book?
Numbers chapter 30, and we're
Numbers chapter 30.
in verse 15. But if he shall anywise make them void after that he hath heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity. So if your wife says something, or your daughter says something foolish and make a vow, y'all in this together. You in this together, just the 2. But so just the 2 of us, we can make it if we try. That's you right there, That's why if you hear it, if she vows something that's not, what I'm saying, well, we gonna bake 100 cakes for the church. I make a vow to make 100 cakes. About cake 40, you like, whoa. It could just be something simple as that, man. 60 more cakes, man. That's burdensome, man. We made a vow. And then they got the more wickeder side of vows. You know what I'm saying? These 8:16. These are the statutes which Elohim commanded Moses between a man and his wife, between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth. And that's a big emphasis. In her youth. Once you leave your house, what I'm saying? She want to go on another covenant. Being yet in her youth in her father's house. So there was the laws about vows concerning that, and you can see how the male vows were very short, and then the rest of the book was just about dealing with women. So, and this is just to promote the authority that men have over women, their daughters and their wives.
That's right.
And this is not talking about some random woman. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's talking about your wife.
Yeah, wife and your daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Just talking about your household.
So it's very important, you know what I'm saying? And, women, most women would look at this, not me. Not me. Okay, let me see.
21st and 20th century.
Yeah, you know, very few of them, you know, do it. Marriage within the tribes. Well, 36. That's talking further more about female inheritance. Yeah, I guess I was finish up. This further going into more detail about the female inheritance. 36, chapter 36. And the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph, came near and spake before Moses and before the priests and the chief fathers of the children of Israel. And they said, Elohim commanded my Lord, my master, to give the land for inheritance by lot to the children of Israel. And my master was commanded by Elohim to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, unto his daughters. And if they be married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel, then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and shall be put to the inheritance of the tribe whereto they are received. So shall it be taken from the lot of our inheritance. And when the jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then shall their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received. So shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our father. Okay, so it's very inheritance is very important even within the tribes. Each tribe got their own special thing. It's really going to mean a lot in the future.
Question.
Go ahead.
So, was saying, so if they got married to somebody like another tribe,
Benjamin,
Issachar or something like that, did our inheritance go to Issachar?
When that woman had that inheritance, when she went into the marriage with, from her tribe, oh, it's theirs.
So the Issachar, Gad, or whatever.
Yeah, baby, I married you. You got some land over there too. But after the Jubilee, it has to be returned. But you know what I'm saying. But that's why it was so important, to marry entire your tribe, so you can keep the inheritance of that tribe, and they have that tribe. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to have Issachar coming to Judah land. Nah, man, this is me right here, man. 50 years. You know what I'm saying? You know how them 12 tribe brothers can get down. There's a lot of, be fighting all type of stuff, man. Throwing people in ditches and all type of stuff. Now we're going to get to the, how them 12 brothers get down, man. You know how brothers get down today, boy. Should be fighting to death for a bologna sandwich in the house. You know what I'm saying? I ain't lying, boy. Don't let some real money be involved. You know what I'm saying? We going to court. They done spend all the money, boy.
I was the top part.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Be warned, you know what I'm saying? And then destroy the bunk bed, Nobody's sleeping on the top bunk. Like, God dang, boy.